There are also combinations involving string values, string expressions. So string values can be combined to form longer strings through the concatenation operator, which looks like two vertical bars. So if I want to put together hello comma and space world to get hello world, I just write it like that. And this is a very common thing to do. So I've given it the green light. There's also ways to do basic string manipulation that are built into SQL. They're different from Python, and honestly, the language doesn't have the best support for string manipulation. So let's say you have a table already called phrase, which has hello world in it as a column S. People do write expressions like these. The substring of S that goes from position 4 and has length 2, concatenated with the substring of S that starts at the place in S where you find the first space plus 1 and has a length of 1. Selecting that from the phrase table gives you one row back, which gets this L and the O for the first half and the W for the second half. If you want to learn more about these string manipulation functions, of course, I recommend that you do so on your own, but I won't go over the details because I don't think they should be used as much as they are. Strings can even be used to represent structured values, but doing so is rarely a good idea. So, for example, you could think each row is actually going to represent a linked list in a table called lists, where I'll have one column for the car, or the first element in the linked list, and in this case it's just the string 1, and then the cdr column will have comma-separated elements for the rest of the list. So in this way I'm using a string, but putting in some delimiting character to try to remind myself where one element ends and the next one begins. And that's what I mean by using a string to represent a structured value. This is supposed to represent a list with 3 things in it. And then people will do things like, oh, let's get the cdr by looking in the cdr, finding the first comma, and then getting the first element there. And that would return me the 2 from this 2, 3, 4. So it's certainly possible to do structured manipulation like this, but typically it's not a good idea. There are certainly better ways to manipulate data structures than by trying to put them all inside of a string in a table in a database. But anyway, let's take a look at combining strings together. I could create a table called nouns, which will have dog in it. Dog is a noun. How about a cat? And why not a bird? Okay, now that we have some nouns, we can select a whole sentence by getting the subject, phrase, concatenated with chased, and concatenated with the object phrase. Where are we getting these subjects and objects? Well, those are just nouns. We'll need to join 2 nouns together in order to build up different sentences. You don't want dogs just chasing dogs. We'd like dogs to be chasing cats. And maybe we'll put in a requirement that the subject phrase is different from the object phrase. Let's see what we get. The bird chased the cat, the bird chased the dog, the cat chased the bird, the cat chased the dog chased the bird, and the dog chased the cat. But can we build more sentences? Well, sure. We could create a table called ands, which is just a dog and a cat. We'll get this by selecting from the nouns as first and nouns as second. And I liked this idea of saying where we don't want the first phrase to be the same as the second phrase. Now I can make this even more interesting by selecting not from nouns, but from the ands. We can give a name to this column, and then we can run it to see that the dog and the bird chase the cat and the dog and the bird chase the dog and the cat, etc. All the different ways that language can combine.